worked on mindset, and we worked on that idea of instead of waiting to speak, which is something we are trained to do from a very young age, to actually be an active listener. Today, we're going to take it into your team, and we're going to talk about the importance and the approach to listening inside of your team so that you are really harnessing the best of ideas and creating the right kind of context within the team. So there's some different roles you can take on as a listener inside of the team. One of the most common and sometimes least productive roles, because it is an overplayed role, is the listener who's listening for what is wrong. Do you know this person? Do you recognize this? Maybe you do this yourself. You've sort of given yourself, or somebody gives themselves the assignment to figure out where the problems are and point them out to everyone else. And you can see where this can quickly become tiresome and not necessarily make you the most likable person within the team when you are always pointing out the flaws in others. So one way that we listen is we listen to find problems. So let's look at the other side of that. Let's reverse the other side of it. The other side of that is giving yourself the assignment to listen for what is right, to listen to where you find intersection and commonality with other people. One of the things that I love in positive intelligence is this idea that inside of every idea, there's a 10% kernel of good thinking there that you can grab a hold of. So what if you gave yourself the assignment to reach out and find that 10%? Now, what do you do with that? So once you are listening for that, then you build off of that. You find the commonality, and then you say, oh, I really appreciate, I like that. I'm feeling connected to that. Let me add to that. And you build off of other people's ideas. So another way that we experiencing that listening for what is wrong is we listen and then we object. So the next statement is, but, yet, and we give a contrary position. If we are listening for the 10% that is right, what we do is we first connect. We connect to something about the other person's idea. And this is such a strength builder inside of teams, to focus on where we have commonality and to build from there instead of creating chasm by focusing on where we have difference. Make sense? Because eventually, where there are differences of thought, you will take those on, but you'll take them on from a constructive versus a deconstructive position, right? This is what makes teams stronger. Make sense? So the next thing I want to talk about in teams and listening is another role that you can give yourself as a listener inside of the team is to be the builder. Right? So listening to perpetuate more and greater thinking, to be generative, to help expand the possibilities, right? And that is different than being the listener who's trying to distill it down quickly. There's a place for each of these skills, but so many teams try to get to the right answer right away, try to distill it down very quickly, when what you need to do first is you need to allow for expansive thinking. So let's talk about listening for expansive thinking. It is like, imagine that your team is a bubble machine, right? And so each idea is a little burst of air that's producing another bubble and another bubble and another bubble. So it's more fun when you have more bubbles. You can get lots of bubbles going, and then you can decide, oh, all right, well, now that we have all of these ideas, what are the best? Because when we distill too quickly, we try to get to the answer too quickly in the team, we get into groupthink, we don't always think things through totally, and then what happens is we don't have enough stickiness with an idea. So the first time we hit any kind of roadblock or hurdle, people start backing away from the idea, and all the things that they were thinking about that they didn't say out loud in the team meeting now start to come up in the team fractions, and you have to revisit the decision. So when you allow space for more of those ideas to come forward to begin with, and people feel heard, and they know other people have had a chance to look at their idea, and then they come together with the rest of the team and agree on something, they're going to more solidly stand behind it, because you are going to encounter challenges. And when you have challenges, you need a couple of things. One, you need some stick-to-itiveness, right? So you're not abandoning. But two, that might be when you need to pull in some of those other ideas and innovate and just sort of move the idea in a new direction to make it work. And you'll have all of this great thinking you've already done that you can draw from. This is what is going to make you stand out as a much more high-performing, much more powerful team. And it all comes from listening and the role and the perspective that you choose to adopt as you listen. I hope you find these tips really valuable. I know here in the US, we are headed into a holiday weekend. So give these a try this week. Really work on thinking about how you are approaching things. Next week, I'm going to miss you. I'm going to be enjoying the US Labor Day holiday with my family. So I won't see you next Monday. The following Monday, we'll come back and we'll start our next word. And I don't even know off the top of my head what it is, but it'll be a good one because they're all good ones, right? You are a culture hero. We are working together. We are collaborating to identify the best things you can bring into your culture, which is your way of showing up and creating experiences around you every day to bring out the best in yourself and others around you. Be sure you come back, not next Monday, which is going to be the first Monday in August. Second Monday in August, I'll be back again for the next Monday Minute. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you soon. And if you want more, come join me on LinkedIn Audio at 12:30 Eastern Time. That's in just about 30 minutes, 40 minutes from now. And we are going to have our ledge conversation, Talk Me Off the Ledge, where we really work on our perspective, challenge our thinking, and really, really work on our listening skills. See you there. Bye.